Hey everybody, welcome. Hanaris here with another StarCraft 2 broadcast, bringing you the epic games as I find them. This one is certainly not going to be an exception to that rule here, as we have Rain spawning as the Red Zerg up in the 12 o'clock position. Check that out, against a blue Terran opponent down here, whose name I am unfortunately not able to pronounce. But the reason I'm casting this game, number one, you can see from the video length, it's a pretty decent-sized game, I think. You know, certainly worthy of casting. But more importantly, it was submitted by the same player that I featured in that 2v2 around Christmas time, that epic one that you probably saw and were like, holy crap, how did they do that? Yeah. That one, same person submitted this replay. So I don't think it's that same person actually playing here, because that person actually has letters written in English characters for their name. Although this could be a Smurf account, but I don't know. That's neither here nor there. Either way, that person is Sora Aoi, and yeah, I'm looking forward to an exciting matchup here today. Drone, oh man, SCV sandwich, almost got the love across. Not quite there. Drone just could not handle it. Got out with one hit point. Almost became the first blood of the game here on Scrap Station today. Now, ooh, got it back in for seconds. Man, this guy is one ballsy drone. He's going to pump up here. The crucial thing he wanted to find out was the gas, or basically if there was any. But now you see he's got the gas there, and there's no barracks. Already we've got a little bit of a wonky build coming from the Terran player. There goes the SCV scout. As we look at the Zerg, we see him sending out the drone at around 16 supply, as I believe he is going to be expanding, judging the minerals. Yes, sure enough, he's going to drop that 16 pool, or 16 hatch rather. He's feeling pretty economical right now. I think he got up there and he saw, okay, gas before barracks, whatever it is, I'm probably going to have enough time to save up here, get this hatch first, don't really have to worry about getting early Zerglings or anything like that. Any pressure that does come, it's going to be a really kind of not quite neutered, but rather not dangerous. We'll just call it not dangerous. Technical terms here are to be used here on Hanaris StarCraft. Now, on to more important issues. There goes the pool and the gas. Everything is looking pretty good there. What I would like to see from these players today, some kind of airplay. I'm looking for the Terran to do maybe something along the lines of Banshee. We see he's actually ending up with pretty standard play right now. Alright, so factory going down. We're going to see this flip-flop with the barracks, get that reactor, get a few Hellions out in the field. Go harass the Zerg mineral line for a while with those, and with that pressure done, hopefully try to delay his advancement into lair tech and force him to go tier 1 with maybe some air reinforcements after that. I think that'd be a good thing to follow it up with here. Get some Banshees. Now the question is the Terran player going to dedicate a whole lot of resources into that, like he's going to get Cloak, or if he's just going to get one Banshee and call it good? This is the next couple minutes here. We'll actually wait and see. As far as the Zerg player goes, we do actually have a Roach Warren going down, which I think is a pretty smart move, actually. He knows that, you know, pretty standard for Terran players to go for those Hellions. Roach is obviously very good against those. And if he can get some kind of hanging them out right here, prevent the Hellions from getting into the natural, into the main, he should be good. Also, you see he's got a couple of Zerglings here, pretty much just for, I think, you know, once he gets those roaches out, the Zerglings will be good for catching any Hellions that may decide to just zip on by here. So now we've got the starport opening up. Alright, so that's looking pretty good. Let's actually take a look at the workers right now. 18 to 19. So Terran, obviously, with the mules, doing pretty good on the minerals there. Running double gas right now. Zerg still working on single, but notice he has continued to mine here, despite the fact that, well, yeah, okay, he's got the Roach Warren. I mean, he definitely has a use for it, but he's actually doing a pretty good job running his gas and minerals nice and low. Finally, some roaches starting to pop out. Notice, actually, that ooh, that's not good, that he's actually kind of forced to delay his economic growth here a little bit in favor of getting these roaches, which you see are definitely going to pay off right now, as the Hellions, realizing, okay, that's definitely not an option with those roaches there. He's going to try to retreat, maybe decide to poke around again. He might actually get a medevac here or something like that. You spot the Terran is actually supply blocked right now. Oh, no. Oh, man, I think he is, doesn't even have one in the works. That is just not a good position to be in right now. So, finally, supply depot's on the way. That'll help him out a good bit. I think he actually canceled something there to get that going, but okay, there we go. Now, finally good. So, bunkering up, probably get a couple Marines, park them in there. Hellions still hanging out in midfield, Suffered some damage in that first engagement. Going to suffer a little bit more here as the Roaches are actually allowed to get right on top of the Hellions. Terran actually I don't think he was watching the mini-map there for a little bit, or else he would have saw those coming. But able to retreat those to safety. Didn't really lose anything, so no big deal there. Looking at the income now, I do want to point out 17 to 27, and do you see this? There is a fusion core being built inside of this Terran base right now. What in God's name is he doing? Well, I think we kind of have an idea what we're opening with today, folks. We do have a one-base battle cruiser play, as we have it indeed queued up. Zerg, of course, checking out for any weaknesses that he can find. Not really going to find any, though. I mean, you know, he's kind of hanging out here with the Roaches. A few of them there. Got the Banshee now floating up, seeing if he can do any damage. But again, the Spore Crawler, good defense. Drones, yeah, probably won't lose any of those. Although, oh man, almost there. But look at this. I like how he's got all the Roaches way over here. Can't really do a whole lot with them in that area against the Banshee. Should have had him up here, and now we see exactly why, folks. 3 Hellions was 4 coming in here and did not micro that one at all. Just letting it tank the Queen damage as you see these last 2 Hellions trying to get any drone kills that they can. They do get a whole lot of drones down to about 4/5 health. Good. 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 Okay. Now, moving on here. Sorry, I'm still thinking about this whole battle cruiser thing. We've got the first one just about complete. You see that he's got more than enough money and gas to queue up a second one here. He's got the Yamato cannon upgrade on the way. And you can see right here... What? Weapons refit? What is that? What in the world? There's 2 different icons for the Yamato cannon. Okay, so that's a bit different. But alright, whatever. Probably fine. Probably just didn't update it at some point. Got lost in the programming. I don't know. But either way, Yamato is complete. All right, I'm just going to repeat this again. This is a one-base battle cruiser play with Yamato already done, and right as we hit the 10-minute mark. I'll be honest with you, folks. I'm not 100% positive of where we're going to watch this game go here, as we do have an expansion now starting for the Terran player. Okay, so that's good. Going into this, he will be able to support this play for an extended period of time, get another starport, get some upgrades, etc., which is what I would very much like to see here. But as far as the units go, we can just take a look at the Zerg player right now. So he didn't really have a lot in the way of anti-air. He does have a Spire starting off right now. And see this Overlord? He popped up, saw this expansion. He's probably expecting this command center, given its placement, to go up here and take this, of course, which would be rather difficult for the Zerg to attack, considering he's basically just land units. Banshee coming in again, trying to get some kills. Still nothing. Nada. The Overlord knows where he's at, though, so not a huge deal there. Burrow's on the way, obviously hoping to continue here with the Roaches, and the Banelings, too. Maybe we'll get to see some burrowed Banelings here, as we see the Terran player now with 2 battle cruisers, plenty of Marines as well. Maybe hoping to pop off this Overlord, try to knock the Zerg down a little bit and supply. Will he get it? Yes, he does. Nice, as the blood splatters down. I guess there's some kind of gravity plating in between this that forces the blood to drop down, despite the fact they're in space. But hey, whatever. I'm not in space. They are. They know the deal. Banshee finally getting out, realizing, you know what, man, there's just not a lot that he's going to really be able to do with that. As we see that command center, okay, good stuff there. Do want to point out that I think the Terran player does know about that Spire. Let's see, it's over here, I think. No, he does not. Wow. That is absolutely crazy, the fact that he hung out there for so long and did not see that. Well, that could change things here. As you see, there's no engineering bay in the main base, although there is a Terran moving out with a bunch of SCVs, and oh my god, those are loud. Turn my volume down there. So next up in this grand strategy, we see him moving out with a ton of SCVs. Look at that. I think he still has a bunch in his base, though. Yeah, he's still got plenty of them there. So not going to be a huge loss, but he does have plenty of mutas up here, just taking away those SCVs. That's all fine and dandy. Okay, so SCV is getting taken out up there. I think we pretty much know how that's exactly going to go. Zergling's actually running by into the base, going to be taking out the few Marines there, as the Terran player looks to continue to push through with just a very, very unique build. He's got Siege, he's got Banshees, Marines, he's got SCVs to tank the Zerglings, keep those Roaches at bay. You see the Zerglings just getting trashed there And did I just see a blue flame upgrade right there? I think I did. No, okay, no, I didn't. But now, the Muta's realizing what is coming here. He's not going to be able to do anything about all that. There's just no way. So, he's doing the next best thing. It's base race time, folks. This time we do have the Terran player coming up here. I think he is actually going to be able to come in the lead. As one siege tank actually goes down, is left exposed. Roaches take that out rather quickly. You see Terran's got a decent bit of money, though. Command Center is going to be floating away. Will this battlecruiser make it, or is he going to cancel it? Oh, I think this is just going to be a free battlecruiser for lunch here for the Zerg player, as it does indeed go down. Looking at the main once again, Evolution Chamber going down and trying to knock out that anti-air capabilities. You see the Zerg player also has this expansion down here. He's got this one, and of course he's got the Zerglings burrowed over here just to make sure that nothing happens there. In the meantime, Command Center is floating over here and looking over. All the buildings have actually lifted off and are heading over to what looks like maybe a relocation in the Zerg main. I don't know. But keep in mind, my boy's definitely just cracked there, by the way. Awesome. But keep in mind that Yamato, he's going to be able to snipe off those mutas. Because God knows that Yamato does like, what, 200 damage? I think 300 damage. Yeah. So plenty of that to go around there. Now, the important thing here is he's got to guard those structures because the Terran player will be able to hunt down anything the Zerg has. He's got the command center. Okay, so that's good. He doesn't have a lot in the way of the money, though, so he's not really going to be able to drop any mules, though. It's imperative that he protects this, though, nonetheless, as he does have 73 energy sitting up. So that's going to work out well for him there. And SCVs doing their own thing against the Spore Crawler, taking that out, getting a nice surround on that. Did I really just say SCV is getting a good surround on the Spore Crawler? Yes, I definitely did. It is just that type of game here today. As the supply depot is getting finished up, hopefully he'll actually cancel that and get a little bit of money back. He definitely could use it. Spire's going to be going down in just a minute here as the barracks is being sent apparently on a scouting mission. Mutas are still hanging out here trying to pick off structures one by one. Starport, not really that crucial of a structure, mainly because of the supply problem that the Terran player has right now. You see that he does have plenty of workers, and actually he's going to have to repair that here. He's ignoring it. Okay, there we go. I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, is he really going to let this thing die? This is the crucial structure here for him right now. Cannot let it die. So, okay, it's good. Probably mine a little bit more, get some minerals to repair that, as it is burning actually right now. Never a good thing to have happen. But, okay, so Terran has scouted out. There's an expansion down here. Looking good. Income 15 to 7, so looking pretty solid for the Zerg down here. And he does, of course, have the high yield as well. Barracks getting taken out there. Can expect to see that fall in just a moment or two. Now, the question is here, is the Terran player going to go ahead and try to hunt down the Zerg? Or is he going to try to rebuild here in the Zerg's natural? That is, I guess, the $50 question right now, as he definitely needs to get some repair work done on this thing. There we go, finally. Just getting enough money for repairs, it looks like, and sending the buildings all down. All right, well, okay. There we go, folks. You have it right there. Going to be sending those for what I assume to be scouting purposes. He has to know they're going to die, though. Those mutas pick them off one by one. Or maybe he wants to use them to keep the mutas busy. You know, you do kind of have to adjust your tactical thinking when you're in a situation like this, as I'm fairly sure that there are no build orders that start off with this particular scenario in mind. The one base battlecruiser into base race with floating scouts build. Yes, I think that's a prime strategy here. As the mules, oh man, poor mules getting worn out there, can't even drop off their money. Terran, he is going to push this expansion, which is exactly what he needs to do. He's going to have to watch out for the spine crawlers. This is a fairly straightforward push. Oh, no. Needless loss right there on that Hellion. But, yep, take out the spine crawlers with the battle cruisers. Give support, cover fire there against the Zerglings. There's one Baneling in there as well. Got to make sure that he does not get into that. That is going to be crucial. So we see, yep, sure. Oh, my God, is he going to Yamato the Baneling? He does! Whoa, that is the biggest Baneling explosion I have ever seen, and possibly slight overkill, although I don't want to actually call, I don't want to be too aggressive about that call. But I feel like that may have been a little excessive. That's okay, though. That's okay. I guess that's what this game is all about. Mutas continue to harass the SCVs, actually doing a very good job knocking those down and getting as many as possible. He wants to limit the Terran's income moving forward in this game, as the battlecruisers Here's the problem. They're now exposed to those mutas. Without that marine support, obviously battlecruisers still very capable of dealing with the mutas as they just rip them up, but still, anything that you could do in this particular situation to keep your opponent from doing any damage, because the Marines, they can't get healed back up. Battlecruisers, well, the Terran player's got a few SCVs, but you see the Zerg player is doing a good job actually just coming in, popping off one of them, getting back out, healing up, and lather, rinse, repeat. So once again, the Zerg has shifted his base down to the high yield where he has a lair. He's got a couple spore crawlers on the way. He's also got a spire, about 50% complete there, sitting in the back. So this is obviously where he is hoping to make a stand. Also, the spawning pool down here, and this Baneling nest just blowing up in a little pile of goop. And the battle cruisers once again coming down here. This is just one interesting fight after another. Yamato down the spore crawlers, not actually hitting the third one there, so we're going to see this one battlecruiser take some very heavy damage. No, I think it'll be okay unless those mutas actually decide to come pick it off here, but it is heading to safety. Oh, but what is this? Nice catch by Rain, seeing that battlecruiser. Very, very easy prey, taking that out. Now Terran is down to 2. Zerg, he might have a chance, man. He might have a chance here. If he can pull off stunts like that, getting the Marines down, whittling down, attacking from the higher ground, bounce a couple glaives off, get out without losing anything. Lather, rinse, repeat. Again, I use that twice in one game because it is just that awesome of a catchphrase. Because this is an awesome game. I mean, really, it's pretty much amazing. I would say this qualifies as an amazing game. So we have a drone transfer coming over here, plenty of them with all actually high yield minerals in tow. Terran, of course, going to go ahead and knock down this lair. Is the Zerg player going to be able to get out any decent amount of mutas? Okay, he's got 1 or 2 of them out. That's about it, though. You see the Marines actually heading back, trying to drive away the mutas from the command center. Very, very important. You see, now that the Terran player has some money, those mules, man, as the Terran player moves on in this game, he is definitely getting a lesson in Terran mobility, effectively just moving his base from one resource center to the next, guarding it along the way. This reminds me of those Command and Conquer missions where you've got to escort, a transport, or when the ones that are the worst, where they give you like 2 tanks and a donut, and they just say go for it. So that's effectively what we have here today. Although his opponent is much less dangerous than the Command and Conquer missions like that, where you basically had to fight against 5 different armadas of things that were twice as powerful as you. Oh no, I mention you have 5 minutes to do so. Yes, well, Spire going down, mutas continuing to run around, do any damage that they can. There goes the factory right there. Also got a couple refineries up here as well. Of course, we do still have the extractors up here for the Zerg player. So he's going to have to, Terran's going to have to take those out. But the most important thing right now is that the Terran player knows there are still a number of drones running around on the map. So he's got to try to find this out. Now we do have a couple cancellations there, just pretty much trying to get rid of those larvae, I think, which actually could have worked in the Zerg's favor having those there, because the Terran might have spent a little bit more time in that base area, hanging out, attacking those. Yeah, but either way, Terran does have enough, fortunately, to repair the orbital command, so that's going to work out well. And Overseer as well, just kind of keeping tabs on the army. You see the Terran has done, for the most part, a decent job of keeping his stuff nice and clumped up. He also has that siege tank, very important there as well. Zerg coming in once again, trying to make the Terran player, taking out both mules. He wants to try to spin down to the Terran's money any way he can. That's pretty much the focus of those direct engagements. He knows that, okay, yeah, the Terran player can probably repair, but he's only going to be able to do that for so long. Those mules are eventually going to have to drop down. Oh, Yamato and the Overseer! Wow! Once again, forcing a 12-inch peg into a 2-centimeter hole with a jackhammer. Very effective. Sledgehammer. Sorry, we'll go with that instead. So, now that he has smashed the peg, ruined the hole, looks like he's going to actually ruin another one here, trying to bust out the set of destructible debris. While the mutas continue to harass, he's got a bunch of them, you see? He's got a decent bit, about 14 or so running around here, I think. As he's going to have to land, make a few repairs, and drop another mule here. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw that, yep. As one of the battlecruisers took a little bit of a hit, also command center there as well. I think it's interesting he actually stopped attacking that for just a second. Oh, here comes the mutas, though. Nice lift off. Good quick response by the Terran player. Excuse me, doesn't want those Marines running around the long way. Just go straight through it and profit. Once again, we have the Zerg player taking this expansion up here. I think he's got, nope, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, the drones are running around here somewhere. Okay, yeah, the drones are right there, running back. But with the Terran player now taking out this hatchery, we are almost at the 30-minute mark here. It is down to the wire. Looking at the intercept. Oh, siege tanks almost taking out that. Just a second or two more, and they would have actually been able to knock out the long fire or the long-range capability of the Terran. Would have been a great thing to keep there. All right, so spawning pool going down as Rain once again has secured a base. Severely diminished resources. That's okay though. See Terran. We're going to be moving out once again. Is he actually going to be able to get these pesky mutas though? They are still just running around. You can still see the units. Couple Zerglings, one Changeling as well. Where was that Changeling? I don't see it around here. I think, actually, it might have died somewhere over here, but that's, whatever. Not that important at this point. The Overseer's gone. Zerglings hanging out over here, keeping control of the Watchtower. Mutas continue to harass Yamato on the Muta. Wow, that sounds like a song from the 1980s. Yamato on the Muta. So what Terran has been doing here is he's been kind of going around and scanning bases with his orbital command, popping them out. That's how he kind of found this one right here. That's how he found this one right here. And still keeping a good, close, tight formation. I'm wondering how much longer this is actually going to go on here. I'm going to speed it up just a little bit because, yeah, this could go on for quite some time, I think. With plenty of drones actually hanging out right here. Oh, coming into the base now. Alright, let's speed it up a little bit more. Mutas are way up here, trying to take out the rest of the Terran structures in that base. We'll proceed here. Hatchery going down. Alright, that's fine and dandy. You see the drones actually made it back to the high yield. This is just dragging on, man. I cannot believe how long this has seriously gone on. But you see the Zerg now, 292 minerals. The fact that he is, oh, is that a GG? No, don't think it is. We're going to leave it at ×2 here for a while, just to see how long this actually goes on for. I don't think it goes on for too much more. Okay, there we go. There's the scan right there. Saw that little mini-map expand, or the fog of war expand away. The drone's actually choosing not to work once again. They're like, really? We're going to keep doing this? Do you know how long we've been trying to live for? Will you just let us die or go kill him? Another Yamato Muta. Once again, taking them down one by one. We can just actually spot the units lost tab and see, well, you can see for yourself what's gone on so far in this game. But as far as production goes, I mean, really, after the base race, I feel like the units tab has been a little bit more important here. As I'm just even hitting my Windows button trying to get these guys to figure out where their bases are. This is kind of drawn on. I may actually just clip this part. I don't know. We'll actually see if it goes on. I don't want to raise up the bar, though, because, well, we'll just see what happens. Muta's going to continue on. We see that down to 8 Mutas, 12 Zerglings, 6 Overlords, which are positioned decent spots around the map. And we do also have a couple larvae hanging around here as well. Zerg knocking out the set of destructible debris. I think the reason he did that is just trying to open up an additional spot for the Terran player to have to try to guess and check where the expansion's at. So Muta's coming around, hoping to get the command center from the backside. Plenty of Zerglings still very close to this well. He's got control of the watchtower, so he sees pretty well what's going on, knows to evacuate those drones. So now we have another hatchery coming over here. Seriously, oh my word, is this ever going to end? This is just down to the wire, neck and neck. Terran, finally, what a game, folks. Rain has left the game. I don't know what that says. I don't think that's a GG because, you know, Terran is there. But it's over. It's done. That was an interesting game. I feel that it kind of climaxed around 2/3 the way through it. But I think what I'll do is, if you've already watched this, awesome. But I think what I'm doing is just put an annotation in there that's like, okay, yeah, this goes on for quite some time. So if you're bored easily, just cut it right here. Alright, guys, thanks for watching this mostly epic game here on Anara StarCraft. If you liked it, hey, subscribe. It helps me out a ton. Yeah, good stuff. Alright, guys, see you later.